Guys, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I pray you're all well, inshallah. This video is actually a random video. It wasn't planned, it wasn't prepped, it wasn't scripted. And it's in the back of just a little tiny illness. When I say tiny, I do mean tiny illness I was afflicted with just like 2 days ago or yesterday. So yesterday I just got a normal bug because, as you know, the UK has amazing weather. It shifts up and down, and the weather change actually affected me. So I got hit with a fever, as you could probably tell from my voice now. I'm not fully the best. But subhanAllah, at the peak of this illness, which was very minor to be honest, like my head was hurting badly, I was sweating a lot, I couldn't sleep, and when I was sleeping, which I deemed to be hours on end, I was only sleeping for half an hour. So I thought, I'd sleep now and kill time, inshallah, with the shifa of Allah, I'll be better. So I slept, I looked at my phone, and it was only 20 minutes when I felt like it was about 5-6 hours. So like the pain and the agony was kind of still ongoing. And then anytime I get really sick, I get a pain in my left eye, almost like a migraine kind of sensation. And when that happens, when I'm awake, I just want to sleep to not feel that pain. And obviously when everyone's ill, they don't eat, they visit the toilet regularly, they sweat buckets, they don't have an appetite, they become moody, they become groggy, they become snappy at their loved ones. So all of this kind of happens. Only like in the last 2 hours, so I'm recording this on a Wednesday, this may be released on a Saturday, Sunday, maybe even earlier. All of this happened, like me recording this video, in the last 2 hours where I've felt slightly better. And the first person I picked up the phone and spoke to about this illness was a few friends, but later on in the evening, probably like about an hour ago, half an hour ago, was my father. And whenever I speak to my father, we always just share perspectives, we share wisdoms, talk about, whatever's happening, and whatever happens in our life, we somehow find a way of linking it to Gaza, which is why I wanted to do this video. And as I picked up the phone to my father, I was talking to him and I was telling him, the peak, Dad, of when I felt ill. I said, I swear by Allah, I don't know how the people of Gaza do it. I don't know how they're doing it. And I don't want to speak on behalf of everyone, but if I was there, like those starving children, I'll be honest with you, I think I wouldn't be able to express the contentment and yaqeen they have in Allah. If I was in their position, I think I would have said, why ya Allah? Why me? Why have you done this to me for? And those people there, I realized, just from like a tiny, tiny illness I was afflicted with. I'm in UK, a first world country. Medicines can get delivered to me. I got Uber Eats, food can come flying to me of different cuisines. Those people have nothing. Everyone's sold out on them. Everyone turned their backs on them. And in that peak, I said to my dad, Dad, what are these people made of? And my dad said, Osama, they're made of something different, something we've never seen. And it's probably very easy to say this, as a viewer, you guys are probably healthy, listen to this in your car with your family and stuff. But wallahi, you know this when I say this, when you're really ill, like there's a peak of your illness and your body's just painful and sweating, your throat's dry and pains everywhere and random things happening in the body. In that moment, you just utter a word, either in your heart or your mouth, Ya Allah, I can't take anymore. SubhanAllah, imagine all of those children that are going, these aren't even adults, these are children. Children don't have crystal clear ideas of Al-Akhirah. They don't have crystal clear ideas of Jannah. They don't. But SubhanAllah, the fact that they're going through this in a way which, I don't know, I can't even explain it, dear brothers, and I can't explain it, how they're doing this. And this led me on to my second point with my dad. And my dad said, Osama, those people, they live for death, but we live for life. He said, they live for death and we live for life. In other words, they understand so clearly, yet again and again, this dunya is so short. I mean, we say this on the tongue quite easily, including myself. They live it. they don't live for tomorrow. They live for today. And they don't live for today per se, they live for the next hour. Because they know from how Allah Azza wa Jal has shown the whole world, this life is very short, gone in a click of a finger. And the second point of the discussion was, I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I don't think, Allahu A'lam, that we, i.e. Muslims in the first world countries, the West, I said, I don't think we will ever face or taste the same level of dhulm and persecution as them. Because I think, Allahu A'lam, again, I'm only speaking about Osama here, myself. If I was placed in that situation, I don't think I'd handle it. And that's why, maybe from Allah's divine wisdom, He put me in a place where He knew I couldn't hack that, but having this level of comfortability, comfort, luxury, ease, maybe Allah said, if I give him that, he could do more for Gaza, outside of Gaza. Meaning he won't be able to hack the turmoil that's going on there, but if I placed him outside, all of those luxuries and eases and blessings I've given him, he'll probably use it for Gaza. And this is what I wanted to say to brothers here, that you know when you say, I wish I was in Gaza and stuff like that, and I understand it comes from a good place. But wallahi, you will never know what your iman and what your makeup would be when you go there. I mean, if we can't, I'm talking about myself again, yeah? If I can't even hack a small flu that happens of a weather change and it brought me like down a lot and my threshold of pain isn't nowhere near to them, how would I be able to do it? But maybe as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed me here so I can do things for Gaza without maybe being over there and me, astaghfirullah, compromising my iman. And this is the way, brothers and sisters, we should be seeing ourselves here. That all these times of free time and luxury and comfort and food and travel and security and peace, everything, maybe Allah has given you that to do something for Gaza. Maybe. Otherwise, what other tests do we really have in life, really? I don't think we do. So that was the second point. First point, they're made of something totally different. Number two, Allah has maybe placed us very specifically, geographically, the places we are residing in, so that we can do something for Gaza. And the last message I want to pass, and it's just to show that we should always be politically astute as Muslims, whether we're tired, whether we're ill, whether we're active, whether we're healthy, is Keir Starmer. You're a nasty piece of work, man. You're a nasty, nasty piece of work. In fact, you know what? Forget Keir Starmer. The whole British government, the whole British establishment, you guys are a nasty piece of work. We want to recognize Palestine as give Palestine statehood. You know, I don't want to let my anger get in the way of facts and statistics, yeah? You know, if it wasn't for you guys, Palestine wouldn't be where it is today. Do you know why? Who was responsible of the Balfour Declaration and as a result the Nakba? Who? Tell me who? It was you. It was you people. And then you want to recognize a state which was already a state before you guys nastily meddled in the state of Palestine. Prior colonialism, prior Sykes-Picot, prior, the British Empire, prior all of that, these countries were functioning okay. They weren't probably the best, talking about the Ottoman Empire in its last stages, but at least they had a state, at least they had peace, at least millions weren't displaced, at least babies weren't killed, at least women, their honor wasn't taken from them. And then you want to come and stand there after all you've done for the last 2 years. You've been arming that genocide, giving Israel intelligence. And you want to come, recognize it. And sorry, brothers and sisters, if you as a Muslim deem this as a win, go bury your head in the sand, man. We don't need you no more. We don't need you. Go put your head in the sand. Go live your life. Go earn your money. The Muslim community don't need you. If you think what Keir Starmer said is a win, go and bury your head in the sand. The Muslim Ummah doesn't need you no more. And this is a point I like to mention, subhanAllah. And why do I make the last point about Keir Starmer is, regardless, brothers, of your life, your situation in life, you could be rich, you could be poor, you could be healthy, you could be ill, you could be happy, you could be sad. One lesson we learn from Gaza, despite any of their life situations, hungry, full stomach, whatever it could be, despite any of that, we can never give up our cause to oppression. In all situations of life, you never give up your cause to oppression and injustice. And basically, what does this mean? It means that you've understood standing up for what's right as an idea, because ideas don't fluctuate, emotions do. So what we learned from Gaza is, even though I was a little bit ill, I was still reading the news. I was still looking, what are these guys planning? Saying statehood or not statehood. And, that 5-year-old boy, astaghfirullah, this killed me, man. The 5-year-old boy, he went to kiss one of the hands of the GHF, the Gaza Health Federation, for some flowers. A little boy carrying some 10-kilo bag, and they shot him. I was looking at this while I was ill, and during my illness, I was thinking, if those people can never give up the cause of Allah in any dire, nasty circumstance that they're going through, how can I give up the cause of Palestine if I've got a little flu? So I pray this video is of benefit. May Allah forgive us. Wallah, may Allah forgive us, and may Allah allow us to use this life for the cause of Gaza. May Allah grant them Jannah. May Allah forgive their sins. May Allah grant them al-Firdaus. May Allah allow them to be the first of this ummah to drink from the hand of the Prophet ﷺ at the fountain on Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow them to accompany the righteous, the Anbiya, the Salihin, the Siddiqeen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them any small or large wish they have in Jannah when they're flying beneath the Arsh of Ar-Rahman as green birds underneath the lanterns of that throne. And may Allah allow us to really use this life for what it's made for, because it's very short and it's only a matter of time before we're met with the same angel that takes the life of Ghazans will take our life, the angel of death. So please, brothers and sisters, let's use this life exactly for what it was destined for, inshallah, and that is to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His commands and prohibitions. Jazakumullahu khairan.